What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Surviving with Thermal Expansion. And today, guys, we're going to be messing around with steam generation, and then we're going to be turning that steam into power. Now, yes, we do already have a good power generation setup going, and we are nowhere needing more power generation. You can see this energy cell is full, and all the machines have just been run, so this hasn't just been sitting here for a while filling up. And as you can see, the dynamos are pretty much full, but the steam dynamo is not completely full, and that's actually related to the problem that's occurring and why we need to do this in today's episode. So if we look over here at the fractionating still, you can see that it's full of resin, but it is not running. It's not making us any rosin, which of course is what's going to go into the steam dynamo and actually produce power here. So that's what would allow this to completely fill up, which means that this thing has not had rosin in it for quite some time. And the reason behind that is because of this tree oil right here, which has completely filled up the internal tank in the fractionating still. Now, because this is a byproduct of what we're trying to make, the entire system is not able to function because there's nowhere for the tree oil to go if it were to make rosin. So it just completely shuts down, and as you can see, the system is extremely backed up. And that's a problem because that pretty much defeats the purpose of having this, because the most efficient part of this is making the rosin. That's what's giving us the largest chunk of power. So what we need to do today is get rid of some of this tree oil, and there are a couple options we have. One of them would be to just completely get rid of it. Another would be to put a storage tank down, or put more, I guess it would be put more compression dynamos down, add some upgrades to these, and a lot of those are very, very boring. So I decided we're going to go with the most interesting one, and while it's not super interesting, I still think it's actually going to be pretty fun because it's going to introduce us to some augments that are a little bit different than the ones that we've discussed previously. So we're going to be looking into using what are known as specialization augments, which, unlike most of the augments that just add, a little bit of power generation, a little bit of increased production rate, or decreased consumption, they actually completely alter the way a machine functions. And you're only allowed to add one to a machine because of that fact. So it doesn't just, change a little bit here and there where you can add a bunch of those in. It's going to completely rewrite how a machine works. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to need to sleep right now before we jump into this a little bit more. But we are going to be adding a specialization augment to both a compression dynamo and a steam dynamo. The one we're going to put in the compression dynamo is going to be the boiler conversion augment. And that's going to pretty much make it so that instead of generating RF by putting in water and tree oil, we are going to put in water and tree oil and get out steam at the exact same rate that we would in terms of RF. So it just goes from whatever you're generating in RF to millibuckets of steam. And then that steam is going to get put into a steam dynamo, which normally would take solid fuel and water and generate RF. And with the turbine conversion augment, it's going to allow it to take the steam from a secondary source, of course being the compression dynamo, and then turn that into RF. So that's going to make a system that actually allows us to consume tree oil much, much faster and get more bang for our buck in terms of power. I did have to do a little bit of experimenting just to make sure that the numbers were correct, but it does give, for every 1,000 millibuckets, just the compression dynamo very slowly amounts to 1 million RF. If you put it in the setup we're going to do today with the 2 dynamos, you get 1.2 million RF. So not a huge jump up, but the main portion that I'm looking for is an increased consumption rate because I'm not worried about expending the tree oil. I just want it to go somewhere and be turned into power. So nothing super complicated today, but it will allow this system to start functioning normally again. So we have a little bit of crafting to do, and we already have a steam dynamo made, and it's upgraded from basic to hardened, which is just the first tier upgrade. And the reason I did that is if you saw the second episode, you would know that there was a steam dynamo that was completely filled with power, and I was having issues getting it to run. Because for some reason, the power does not want to leave a steam dynamo unless it's actually running and pushing power out. So it kind of got stuck at full power and was not able to run. It was a little bit weird. I don't know. A lot of you guys suggested a bunch of ways to try and fix it. I tried those, hooking it up to something that's consuming power, using a cable. I tried pretty much everything, and it would not go. So maybe the block itself is just a little messed up. I don't know. But by upgrading it, I think it should fix it because now there is the availability of 20,000 more RF internal buffer. So right now, if we place it down, you will see that it's not actually full anymore. So this thing should be able to run. And when we throw the upgrade into it, or the augment, it actually might get rid of the RF. I'm not sure. Haven't tried that yet, but this should be able to run. So we already got that crafted. If you don't, though, you're going to need a steam dynamo and an upgrade kit, which you can see right here. Just the hardened upgrade kit, because you only need one augment space. And then we are going to need to make, I believe, the... I'll just grab all this out of here, because we actually shouldn't have a ton that needs to get made today. First things first, we're going to make a fluiduct. So I really don't want to search it up right now. It should be right here. Where is it? Got it, right there. So we're going to make some fluiducts just because we're going to need to do a little bit more piping going on over here. Not exactly sure how I want to completely rework this area. It might be a little bit messy, and we might have to work through it on camera a little bit, but the setup in and of itself isn't that big, so not really too worried about that. Now, if we look at the two augments right here, these are the big parts that we got to work with today. And each of these is very easy to make, except for the fact that it requires copper plates, and that goes for both of these. So copper plates require a compactor, and to get that, we're going to need to just do a little bit of crafting with some bronze. So we're going to need 2 of these copper gears, and the compactor should be over here. We actually don't need to look at it a ton right now. Oh my gosh, wait, did I not get the stuff to make this? Oh, I might not have actually pulled out the stuff to make this. Okay, we might be doing some grabbing right here on camera. That is unfortunate. I was trying to remember that we needed to make this, but then I forgot. So you guys are going to see kind of a behind the scenes of how we actually, get things ready for an episode. So we got the 2 copper gears, which leads me to believe that we're not going to have the stuff for the other copper gears because we're a little bit low on copper ingots right now. So might have to hop off camera and go find some copper. Don't actually know. But where was it again? Oh my gosh. You know what? We're just going to search it up down here because I'm going to be taking forever to find it every time. So then we need bronze ingots. I feel like I should have some bronze over here. Do I actually not have bronze over here? We can make this in the induction smelter, luckily. It's just going to be some copper and pulverized tin. Can we just do copper and tin ingots? Yes, we can do copper and tin ingots over there, luckily. So we'll do that. And why did I pull out 2 tin? We only need 1 tin. So we can just replace that sand with that. Throw the copper in there. Should get us the bronze that we're going to need because we don't need a ton. And then we are going to need a redstone reception coil. And what was there at the bottom? We got the copper gears. And then the machine frame, which requires a tin gear. So we got that. We got the iron. And we already have glass in here, but I feel like I need the glass for something else, so I don't know. But we basically just completely screwed up what we're going to be doing in that chest. This was totally wrong, so I apologize for that. But I think this will be the first time that I've actually messed up on that chest in quite some time. Okay, so there we go. I think we should be able to craft this. So we got the compactor, and we just need to throw this down somewhere that it's going to receive power over here. I'll actually probably just throw it down right here and wire the power back one, since we only have 1 lead flux duct right now, and I don't really feel like making more. So we'll just throw it down right here. No big deal. So it needs to be on press mode, and then we need to make 4 copper ingots worth of plates. So I guess, is this like the pressure? Huh. That's interesting. I guess it probably charges up, and that's the pressure, and it makes it go faster. I don't know. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, we have a little bit more crafting to do, so we'll allow that to just run, and we can come back over here. So now that we've got those plates, you might have seen that there's another piece that's a little bit annoying to make. If we look right here, everything's pretty simple except the glass right here. So it's a little bit odd in that it can pretty much take any hardened type of glass. So to just make regular hardened glass, we need lead and pulverized obsidian. So I went and got some. I got way more than I needed, actually. So we've got the lead ingot here and a lot of pulverized obsidian. We only need 4 of that. So we can bring it over here and place that in. That should get us 2 pieces. So hopefully we don't have to do this next time we come across a thing that needs some hardened glass. But just keep in mind, if you are looking at this, where is it? Oh, it got messed up. Okay, if you're looking at this, it does show that it needs hardened some kind of glass, but it actually only needs regular hardened glass. It can use any kind, so don't feel the need to go and, put in a Constantan blend. Oh my gosh, why couldn't I just pick one that I know how to say? Definitely not great. It's like 4:30 in the morning right now and I'm recording this video, so might be all over the place. I apologize. But we now have the hardened glass right in here, and these should be done, so we can get crafting with the rest of this and hopefully get to constructing stuff. So we need the iron gears. Definitely not short on iron, thankfully. So there we go. We've got the boiler conversion upgrade, or augment. I'm going to just keep flip-flopping between those words because it's a bad habit. Now we need the conductance coil, which requires electrum. Luckily, I had an extra piece laying around. And there we go. So we've got the second augment made. So that's the big part of today. And then we've already, of course, got the compression dynamo, which needs to be upgraded. And then we've got the fully upgraded steam dynamo. So the last thing that we should have to make is the upgrade kit, which requires 4 invar and a bronze gear. So the bronze part, ooh, we have 10 bronze. Were those in my inventory the whole time? Please tell me those were not in my inventory the whole time. You know what? You know, I'm done. We're done with that, okay? No one say a word. I don't want to see it in the comments. Oh my gosh, that's a rough one. That's a low blow, if you think about it. That's a low blow. You know what? Whatever. It happens. It happens. We're all good. It looks like I actually probably had everything correct, and I just, for some reason, did not see stuff on my hotbar. I don't know. But we should be good to go now in terms of setting stuff up. The only thing I think we might need, just for some general moving, would be another leadstone flux duct, which is really easy to make. We've already got the glass. We'll just grab out some redstone and some lead, which I have quite a fair bit of. And we can craft 2 of these, and I think that should be all that we're going to need. So now we can head over here and start messing around with some of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is actually get out 2 buckets, and we're going to just kind of place them and steal this water and move this. And then we're going to move these, and what we have to do is get this so that it's going to be facing directly into the where is it? The steam dynamo. So you don't really need this to be facing directly in there. You could have, you know, a buffer in between with a tank or something, or you could just use fluiducts. But if you don't want to, you can. Wait, what is this? Okay, yeah, sorry. I was trying to think of something if this is an opaque fluiduct or a clear one, but it is technically opaque, I think. Unless we do we make the clear ones before? Oh my gosh. Did I screw this up? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're going to use opaque fluiducts if we're going to use them, I guess. But what we need to do here is, I think, turn this so that it is facing this way, and then put down the steam dynamo right in front of this. And I want to rotate that down, and then we can take the leadstone fluiduct and put it down here. And then this is no longer going to be generating power, so we can get rid of this. And what we should be able to do is get rid of this and point this whole thing this way, wire this up like that, and then push water through the bottom of both of these, because these are both still going to need water. So that's where the fluiducts that are opaque can come in. So those can go there. We actually have 2 fluiducts that are clear, so we're going to use those. So it basically just wasted a ton of stuff making the opaque ones. But you know what? Not gonna fret. Not gonna fret, not a problem. And I'm just gonna put the aqueous accumulator down here. Just, it doesn't really matter a ton. Eventually we'll probably want to move it up because we're gonna want it to hook up to something else, but for now it can go down here, and everything should be pushing out. Yep, there we go. So these are getting water, and this one's filling back up, and this one, really nothing happened to it, so don't need to worry about that. And now all we really have to do is add the upgrades to this. So we'll add the Hardened Upgrade Kit, and now you can see that we've got an Augment slot, and we're going to put the boiler conversion in there, and immediately you can see that the power goes away and it starts generating steam. Now, unfortunately, there's nowhere for the steam to go, but it's just going to keep running, so that's one thing to keep in mind. The steam will continue to run regardless of if there's a place to go, so it will burn this tree oil even if this whole thing is completely full. And if we look over here, you can see, or eventually you should see, that this tree oil will start going down. Actually, it's going to be really hard to see because we've got so much resin backed up in here. It'll take a while to catch up, but eventually it will go down much faster. So that is a positive. Oh, it went down a little bit. Haha. That seemed really slow, but that's actually much, much faster than the way it was going down before. So now the last thing to do is to add the upgrade to this and hope that this steam dynamo itself isn't bugged out. Yep, you can see here it is now filling with steam, and it is using it as the maximum rate and generating 240 RF per tick, which is, you know, it's really fast. That should be way faster than this one generates. Yeah, so this one generates 40 RF per tick. So this is extremely fast, especially if we can keep it running consistently. And you can see that the RF per tick starts to go down as the steam usage starts to go down. It doesn't use it up at the maximum rate if it doesn't have to, but it will continue using it, or at least it should. And regardless, this system is going to continue making it, so even if this system doesn't keep using it, you're just going to waste steam. So that's why I would advise you to have an upgraded energy cell, which I believe is what the rest of this stuff in my inventory should be for making one more upgrade kit here. So we'll do that and get another hardened upgrade kit, and then we can upgrade this energy cell. So now it stores 4 times as much energy, and thankfully we will not be wasting as much of the energy in this steam dynamo. It should be going back up to its max, and this should fill up actually pretty quickly. So as you can see, this generates much faster than what the other dynamo would do, or I guess the other compression dynamo setup, because it consumes this much faster too. So hopefully these will start using up some of their resin. I may need to do, oh, you can see it's actually functioning a little bit again. Ooh, this isn't getting power though. Oh yeah, because it was running under there for the power. Okay, so this needs to be, how do we finagle this a little bit over here? This is sort of a mess. I think we're just gonna go all the way under, so I don't actually have to look at it. A little bit of a mess. Okay, you just see that one fluid duct sitting down there, very sad. Okay, so this should fill up again with power. Yep, there we go. Awesome. So this will slowly fill up. Eventually I will add another upgrade to it. I assume that'll put it up to like 24 million or, you know, 32 million. I don't know. Some factor. I don't know if it goes up by a factor of 4 every time or what, but yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. There are a couple things that I want to talk about now, since I already rambled enough at the beginning of the video. I didn't want to talk more about this stuff. I wanted to get into it a little bit. First off, sorry if the video is all over the place. I am pretty tired right now. I was having a bunch of computer issues trying to record this video, and it was because DxTory was kind of flipping out at me, and it was randomly dropping my FPS to like 0, and it wasn't able to write the video files to the computer file I normally save them in. So I ended up finally making the switch to Shadowplay. Unfortunately, though, Shadowplay audio is garbage. It seems a lot of people have issues with it. So my solution to that was to run Audacity then, and now whenever I put my videos together, I can make it look a lot better. It should be 60 FPS, assuming I have the settings right, and we should have no issue with that. So 1080p, 60 FPS. Pretty excited to see how that turns out. Let me know if you guys are hyped for that, for those extra 30 frames per second, you know. Not that you'll probably even notice them, but on top of that, I should be able to make the audio quality higher and do better, you know, audio adjustments for it. So all in all, it'll be a little bit extra work to get everything going now, since there'll be a lot of stuff to compile at the end. But, you know, I guess that's the price you pay to have a higher quality video. So just wanted to keep you guys in the loop as to why I seem a little bit out of it probably in the video, maybe a little bit less enthusiastic than normal. That's because I'm extremely tired. I'll probably pass out once I finish recording this, but I wanted to make sure that I was keeping up with getting, you know, every 2 days, getting at least a video out every 2 days, especially when I'm home over break. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. If there's anything specific you want to see next episode, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later.
Faces swirling past me, all my memories rolling vastly.